But what I wanted was number 3 Miami, number 4 Florida State. The luster is off this game. Mike Norvell, Florida State, could not do its part. They could not go into a Friday night environment and win in front of 43,000 fans. I mean, you have 2 red zone turnovers to start the game, so you spot Virginia 14 points, right? And listen, Castellanos, the guy's 5'5". You know, he threw a ball. It was knocked back. In all the years that I've watched football, I've never seen a play like that where a defensive end actually bats the ball and then hangs on to it. So Florida State could have put up 14. They gave away 14. And they just were not ready. I thought offensively, you know, they did a pretty decent job. But they turned Chandler Morris into John freaking Elway, okay? The guy scored 3 touchdowns on the ground. The guy spun it in the air. They ran for 211 yards. And what happened is Florida State was exposed, right? They just proved to everyone who watched in front of a nationally televised audience, they cannot stop the run. They tried to make adjustments. I don't know, maybe Tony White, he did the exact opposite of Jimbo Fisher. Tony White took question after question and went deep. He really elaborated about the UCLA job and how he's not a fan. Just can it. Just say you're not interested and coach the damn team, okay? He didn't. He just, it's always been near and dear to my heart. For crying out loud, they get 25,000 a game in the Rose Bowl at UCLA. That stadium was archaic when I went to the Rose Bowl win, when Florida State knocked off Auburn. You don't want to coach that job at UCLA. Anyway, nonetheless, 48 carries. 48 carries. Virginia was missing 3 starting offensive linemen, and they completely gutted Florida State. Florida State could not stop them on 3rd down. They could not as well. 7 of 13 plus 2 of 2 on 4th down. So today, Thomas Castellanos comes out and said, we needed it. That's what we needed to refocus. And in today's world of college football, guess what? This loss could end up being meaningless if Florida State was to run the table. If Florida State was to go 11-1, if Florida State was able to win the Atlantic Coast Championship game, they are getting into the college football playoff. This is the new world of college football. But that's not what I'm upset about. I wanted Saturday night to be like it used to be. I wanted number 3 against number 4, a virtual pick'em. The greatest rivalry, or one of them, when both schools are fully getting after it. Now, Florida State drops all the way down to number 18. And I'm amazed by this. I really am. And I'm trying to be, I'm trying to be timid. I am. I'm trying to be gentle. But it appears to me that a lot of Florida State fans are actually more disappointed that game day's not coming than they actually lost the game Friday night against Virginia. And I understand that things have changed, and if you can't change with it, you're going to be left behind. But why would you want ESPN? Why would you want game day in God's country? Okay? ESPN has been beyond cruel to you people. Their propaganda has gone from one point to another. They have absolutely picked on you. They made fun of you. They changed the rules because of you. Yet you want ESPN game day there? Why? What? What's that? Oh, you're going to make fun of Dr. Herbie. You're going to pick on... Not going to happen. Okay, Joe Tessitore was as bad as Herbstreit. Joe Tessitore's call during Florida State-Louisville in the Atlantic Coast Conference Championship game 2 years ago set back play-by-play calling to an all-new low. It was absolutely atrocious. what he said and how he brought up Texas and how he brought up Alabama and how he just pummeled Florida State. And you know what the Florida State Tallahassee Club did? The Blitnikoff Award Club did 2 weeks later? They paid him $50,000 freaking dollars, gave him a standing ovation, and brought him into Tallahassee. So don't tell me you're going to get on Kirk Herbstreit. You're not going to. And by the way, I don't advocate any violence. I'm certainly not going down that road. But what are you going to do? Cup your hands and boo, boo. I mean, enough is enough is enough. ESPN is not your friend. They just dropped the noon game on you in a week against Pittsburgh. They're anything but your friend. Why are you disappointed that game day is not coming? It's amazing to me. You should be more fired up about your football team, about trying to fix the plethora of mistakes that they made against Virginia. I don't understand sometimes the way that people think. Politics is one thing. You're going to think one way, you're going to think the other. There's no in between. And I hate using the word hate, but that's where it comes when you don't agree. Sports is different. It's a diversion, okay? It gets you away from the problems in life. And you break bread and you drink cocktails and you try to win a football game. How are you more upset that game day is not coming compared to losing a game on a Friday night? I mean, I've never seen anything so freaking crazy. It's just unbelievable to me. So anyway, that is that. And again, my whole spiel here is for one reason and one reason only. I hate it for the fans. This is an afterthought now. Okay? Florida State's 18th in America. This should have been number 3 against number 4. Undefeated against undefeated. Okay? Wake up the echoes. Give me the wide rights. Give me everything for this football game. And now it's gone. It's just another top 25 matchup on Saturday night. And Florida State has no one else to blame outside of themselves. Okay? Just really a terrible defensive effort. That was some of the worst tackling I have ever seen by their linebackers and by their contain. You know, here we are talking about, bragging about certain players and just how great they have been on the defensive side and what they've been able to do. Okay, they weren't able to get to the quarterback. They had no pass rush. You could not defend the run. And all of a sudden, everything they did against Alabama, look at a guy like Earl Little, okay? Earl Little is off to a All-American type start. There were 2 examples where he had the ball carrier stopped. He didn't wrap. Football 101. Florida State's best defensive player. When you needed it most, for one reason or another, he elected not to wrap his arms. Okay? That's teaching. Again, maybe Tony White shouldn't be addressing UCLA all day, all night, and spend a little bit more time getting these guys ready. I love pot roast, okay? Terrence Knighton was one of my all-time favorite players to cover here. What an embarrassment. Did he collect his check after the way that Florida State interior defensive line played against Virginia? Just really disappointing to me. So anyway, if you're heading over, have yourself a great time. You know, I don't know if I'm going to go. I may. I just haven't decided yet. I got a lot of people trying to hedge me in that direction. And I get it, that football is different now. You can lose a game like that, and if you turn around and win, it doesn't matter. You could still get into the playoffs. But again, I still don't think you understand my disappointment. This event would have been spectacular. Number 3 against number 4. I mean, just think of how exciting that would have been. Now the recipe is set. I mean, Miami's got the best offensive line, arguably, in college football. They're going to line up and run right down Florida State's throat. And that's going to be very difficult for them to defend. You know, Stephen McGuire is probably my all-time favorite running back at Miami. And I remember when JJ was producing my show, because he's a Miami guy, I said Mark Fletcher is a freshman reminded me of Stephen Maguire, okay? He's already got 388 yards on just 66 carries. You look at Marty Brown, who they brought over from what? North Dakota State. He's an animal as well, okay? Already has 4 touchdowns, over 200 yards, and only 48 carries. He's also caught the ball already 8 times. Florida State can't defend that. The recipe is simple. The only difference in this game between Virginia and Miami is Carson Beck isn't as fluid, isn't as active with his feet as Chandler Morris, but he is a far more effective passing quarterback. He's completed 72% of his passes right now. You want to say Florida State's great? You've been told that Florida State's great. You realize they allow 90% of their opponents in the red zone to score? 90%. 9-0. Miami's red zone offense right now, 94.4%. To me, that's another huge factor in this game. Miami knows how to score offensively. They don't turn the ball over like Florida State did twice in their first 2 trips into the red zone on Friday night. And Florida State, once you're in the red zone, you might as well just lay down and let them score so you get back the ball. They can't do anything once you get inside the 20.
Rick Ballou here. Thank you so much for watching 1010XL Seminoles on YouTube. Before you click away, please like and subscribe to this channel. Be sure to check out other team-specific channels on 1010XL Network and YouTube.